Now, it has been a protracted war here, it really has been a brutal war, but we have held Greece. Greece seems to be the absolute apogee, the centre, the epicenter of all of the sort of the battles at the moment. They try to wrest it away from us, because it is a very, very important centre here, not in terms of trade, but also in terms of its strategic location, all of their strength down here. We've got Spain here, we've got Poland here as well. That's some phenomenal forces there. More Spanish forces here. We've got a Russian force here as well. Oh my goodness me, and then they really are sending a huge amount of troops down here, a ridiculous amount. Oh my word, we've pretty much moved in now, almost surrounding them here. Polish are probably gonna move in for Istanbul here. That's almost a given. That's 2 army groups committed here. We're gonna clear this entire area. Great Britain campaign, and this, my friends, how we left it last time, where we have finally, my friends, gathered the forces, mustered the forces to be able to finally strike against the enemy that have harassed us for so long in Greece and in Romalia. It really has been a long, long time since we've been able to have the armies available to at least attack the enemy. Now remember, this is a very concentrated, very, very focused attack here. We are not going to sort of blitzkrieg across the entire world. We are simply focusing all our military might at one point here, like a mailed fist here, and just slamming into the enemy as hard as we possibly can to give them that real boot to try and, rip them away from what they are doing. Effectively, they are, effectively ruining our economy here in these 2 regions. We need our economy free, not only for military reasons, but also for, of course, to grow the economy. We need these plantations, we need these sort of factories of producing the goods that we need to export outwards. But also it'll give us a very, very good starting position for us to potentially move out against the enemy in the future. Now, of course, before we get to that point, there's going to be a long sort of battle, a hard battle here to remove these fiends from our lands here. And also I'd like to thank every single one of you for your wonderful, exemplary advice. It really has been absolutely fantastic to read through all the advice. It's been wonderful to read all the discussions each of you are having with each other about different tactics. All of them have really, really helped, and more than you can possibly know. So I'd like to thank every single one of you. The military council has been absolutely incredible this time around. It really, really has. All the generals coming together to really help formulate plans. We'll talk later, once this battle is over, or maybe in the next episode, we'll talk as well about the 2 sort of diverging paths that sort of have come up here, where one sort of, good section of the general council, as it were, the military council, has sort of advised to strike into the Americas, specifically New Spain, and others are saying to move against Russia in different places as well once we've taken out Sweden. So an absolutely brilliant advice. As always, I couldn't ask for any better advice from anyone. You really are absolutely fantastic. You really are, my friends. Believe that. So let's now focus on what is at hand here. Now, for Britain to succeed here, we've had to bring absolutely some of the finest troops we can possibly muster at this time at our disposal, and we have done that. As you can see, look at this army here. Royal Cuirassier Guards. We've brought in heavy cavalry here. We've got our guns as well. Good sort of split of foot and howitzers. And also look at that, line infantry guards. We've also brought in guards as well, 14th and indeed the 15th foot. 3, we've got plenty of cavalry here, but as you can see, we've also got some really, really excellent reinforcements here. These gentlemen have been fighting in Greece for a long time, as you can see from their already, very, very veteran units here, as you can see here from their bars, their experienced bars here. So they really have been fighting absolutely tooth and nail to keep Greece open but also to allow the other army group to form here outside Istanbul. Now, of course, we've got the Poles here on sort of the edge here, the end, the sort of the line, as it were, between Bulgaria and Romalia here. And if they strike against Istanbul, we do have General Urnuk there, so we're guarding Istanbul. We've also putting into place, we've got 3 militia sort of guard units going in here, sort of, garrison guard units there to sort of really, gather some strength there around Istanbul. Istanbul must be held at all costs, because while we're doing this, we are opening up ourselves to a huge potential of a counterattack here, particularly from Russia, because behind us, Russia has accumulated an army group there off one of the islands of Greece. And if they choose to sort of, pull that army, those armies into the battle here, we could be pushed very hard here. That's why we've got to try and clear this area as quickly as we possibly can here and bring this situation under control. But as you can see, we're going to be quite a difficult and indeed experienced Spanish strike force here. As you can see, they've got 2 militia units. They do have Spanish Caballeros Reales. We've also got 3 artillery pieces. We've got Grenadiers and Spanish Marines, which we know from bitter experience can be very, very tough fighters indeed. And of course they've got cuirassiers as well, and line infantry. We have to dispose of this. The first sort of task is to remove this Spanish force here, regain control of the vineyards here, this winery, then re-establish a line here, potentially moving and swinging into the north, then moving sort of west, so northwest, striking things sort of in a pincer movement, moving around here, and trying to use this army group as a sort of the anvil here, and then striking into the flank here, this sort of western flank, into this already well dug in here Russian force. We've got another Spanish force here and also Polish force here, so we're going to be very, very busy. But my friends, let's begin here. As you can see, it's well stacked in our favour, but we want to try and eliminate this force as quickly as possible so we can move on to the next target. Let's begin this fight, my friends. I've lost track of how many. This is maybe the 8th or 9th Battle of Greece. Excuse me, my friends, while I just sup a beverage of tea in preparation for the upcoming battle. This is going to be huge. This is going to be a huge series of battles here. Whatever you do, my friends, hold on to your hats. If you haven't got a hat, go and find one, then hold on to it, because it's going to be absolutely brutal here. But if we can do this, if we can push the enemy out here of Greece, and if we can push them out of Istanbul as well and clear the area completely, we can then set up a very strong defensive line running all the way through, possibly even through Macedonia as well. There's a link you can sort of put with Macedonia, that sort of Macedonian farmland, right at the sort of the epicenter there of that defensive line. Let's have a look at the lay of the land here. We do have a huge deployment zone. I mean, that is absolutely massive. I mean, that is double the size of the Spanish deployment zone. So, but we do have this hill here, which, as you know, my friends, can become very useful, especially for the 24-foot, because the howitzers fire over, but the 24-foot fires more on the direct line. So the more elevation you have, then the better it is for those guns. Of course, we want those guns firing at all times here. Of course, we've got the cavalry, which will be seeking out their artillery, and it's really, really important here that we set this up properly. So we're going to set up our artillery first. But I think what we will do is we'll mix and match the artillery in terms of how it is put out here. So, and thankfully we have brought plenty of artillery with us this time. It does provide a fantastic sort of barometer of how the army will do in battle, especially if you've got strong fire support. Wait, gentlemen. Thank you. And of course we've got the howitzers here. Gentlemen. Thank you. Let's put them all in a group for much better fire control. Now where is the line here where they can reach this artillery? Now they're on the hill. Now actually, if we can just see here, does it enter their deployment zone here? Oh, it does. Look at that. That is an excellent line of fire. Now, these cannons should extend further. Oh, they do. Look at the sheer scale here of these 24 foot. It is the absolute length and breadth of the entire zone here. That is fantastic. So this is the limit. This is the sort of where the limit of the guns are if we were to use them. But that does give us an absolute phenomenal range here. We've got that sort of diversity there of our guns. Now we can use our cavalry here as one mailed fist here. We've got, remember, we've got 6 regiments of cavalry here. We have absolutely brought the absolute elite to this fight here. Now what we've got to do is prepare to be able to move in against the Spanish here, particularly their guns. So we can have the 21st Heavy Cav, the 19th Heavy Cav, and the 17th Royal Cuirassier Guards. Let's have a look at these guards here. Oh my word! Oh my goodness me! That is wonderful to see. I mean, look at that. It's enough to make you weep. It is. Look at that. That's absolutely fantastic. So straight away on the right-hand flank here, we're going to have our artillery, our cavalry, I beg your pardon, going to be carried away with that artillery there. And then we have more heavy guards, heavy cav, and then 2 royal 18th and the 16th. Oh my goodness me, look at that. And we're going to put these on the extreme left here, looking at all times to try and find that gap in that armour there, to really take the fight to them. And of course, we won't be having them firing. We're going full melee here. Because all we need is a lot of friendly fire, and we are in a lot of trouble now. We have here a general. We've already got a number of generals earmarked for command. So after these battles we will be seeing new generals being placed into the field. Now, I think it's prudent here that we establish a firm defensive line. Oh, 21st Foot Guard. Look, let's have a look at these gentlemen. Foot Guards here. Let's have a look. Oh, gentlemen, please. I mean, look at that. It is an absolute joy to see. I think we'll have the Foot Guards as sort of the defensive line, you know, on this hill here, in case the Spanish do decide to sort of sally forth. Gentlemen, let's see those 3 lines, please. Thank you. Oh, look at that. It just is a wonderful sight. We have the 20th on the left. And we've got the 19th in the vanguard there, right in the centre. 21st again here on the right. Ah, indeed, sir. Now, can we move these gentlemen forward or back that would allow them to be hidden? Nope. So we're going to have to stand in the open here and simply accept the incoming fire. And they're not always they are hidden. We'll just slightly move them away, just slightly. Fantastic. And we might even send out some forces here to actually confront the Spanish in the field. Now, we'll stiffen the line. We'll have the 78th on the right. No, we'll keep the 78th there. Then we've got the 77th here. Now there's a chance that the left flank, our left, their right, will probably see the most action. So we're going to put the 15th Guard here, Foot Guard, as you can see here. Oh my goodness me. On the left, just to be able to take that initial pressure. Because we might come under some, especially from the fire from their cannons. Now, I think what we will do, now that's going to be a long, difficult. That's going to be a difficult climb, but it's going to be steep here. The army are going to be. But then again, we've got this field here, this sort of gap in the trees here that we could use these trees as a shelter for this. I think we'll use 3 regiments here. We're gonna move out against the Spanish, and we're going to confront them on the field here. We've already got a firm defensive line, and we've got the cannon here, the artillery support ready. We've also got our cavalry here. Let's do this, my friends. Gentlemen, let's just move back here. Get up there, gentlemen, please. Oh, look at that. It's an absolute barrage. Double time, gentlemen. Double time! Not lively, lads. And so the battle for Greece and Istanbul, Romalia, begins in earnest. Steady now, lads. Remain focused. Oh my word, look at that. It's an absolute bloodbath here, sir. Oh my goodness me, that is wonderful to see. Oh, it's an absolute joy. What the blazes. Square! Move! Oh, this is just a joy to see. We're going to go right down the line here. Oh, that's a wonderful shot there, sir. Right down the side, lads. Take them in the flank. Of course they're losing, sir. Oh, look at this. It's an absolute joy to see. Gentlemen, gentlemen, gentlemen. Your orders were... Leave them to the other troops. Leave them, gentlemen. Disobedient fiends. Gentlemen, there will be court-martial if your orders are not carried out. Excuse any noise in the background, my friends. Get into them, lads. We want this whole force wiped out, please. Be so kind. Oh, look at this. Is an absolute devastation here. Keep firing, lads, into the line. We're going to overwhelm this force. Oh, look at this. Look at this sight. Teach the Spanish they shall not tread foot amidst British territory, sir. Shatter them, thank you. Nope. Keep away from that gunfire. Oh, look at that! It's a swarm of heavy British cavalry. It's a joy to see, an absolute joy. Fall back, gentlemen. Fall back. You've done your job. It would appear you have some stubborn... Oh, the redirection of artillery fire is staggering. Wonderful, wonderful marksmanship. Oh, we could have broken those, we could have shattered those fiends there, but we think we can categorically look at that. That Spanish force eliminated, absolutely blitzed by sheer weight of numbers, but also the quality of the troops. Look at that, we lost 473, they lost nearly 2,000 men. They got 261 men left here. Let's have a look at the statistics. 100. Look at this cavalry here. It's done exemplary. 24 foot kill 14. I mean, just it is a staggering amount of kills. That was a pleasure to witness. A pleasure to witness. I think we shall eliminate the Spanish force in its entirety.
Victory is ours. Onwards! Impossible, sir.
Impossible,
Ready
sir.
and awaiting orders.
Now, this is going to be another different challenge altogether here. Now, we can prove our validity here. We're going to immediately... Plestios here is... Plestios Grove is immediately going to be repaired. We could have brought this army into here, but... I think what we will do is we'll seek to replenish... straight away. In the field. Now, we are going to move as close as we possibly can here to aid and abet.
By the left, march. Ready for orders. Take ready. March. Yes, my lord. At the ready.
Now, will this fight here draw in all of these forces? That's the key to this.
Yes, my lord. March! Your Majesty. Troops, forward! Yes? You're humble, sir. Yes.
Now we might be just missing this one army here.
Sorry, sir.
Sorry, sir. But we've left this open here. If we don't attack, we will be in trouble.
Your Majesty. Galleons ready.
Now, there's a chance this force here is going to probably move this Polish force and move for Greece here. We can always send this force in though to intercept if necessary. We have to try and remove this other Spanish force here. It's full of... We don't really have the guns in here either. But I think it's best we probably engage here. We've got 2 howitzers. We've got 3 cavalry, but we've got plenty of... They've got a lot here. We've got 3 cannon here. We're going to take this fight. We just can't be waiting and choosing our times here. We've got to rid ourselves of this span unless we just remain here. We can win this here. If we retreat, we might go the opposite way, which we don't want to do. I think we'll take this fight. Remove this force here. But then we could potentially move and probably engage this Polish force as well eventually. Let's take this fight, my friends. Let's not loiter. Fortune favours the bold. Let's do this. And bring, finally, retribution. Especially against the Spanish, who have been an absolute fiendish against us. They really have. Let's see what the deployment gods will give us this time. Very misty day here. The weather is turning out to be particularly bad here for us. Visibility is down, but mind you, an almost identical deployment zone as previously. But alas, no... Oh wait. I take it back. There it is here, but it looks like it could be full of... No, actually it isn't. When you get down to ground level, this actually could be a decent corner to which to fight from. And also, but then again, probably confronting them head on would be best. I think that's what we're going to do. Let's immediately bring our general back to here. Our artillery. Let's put our artillery in a forward position. We don't have much in this particular army, but we do have cavalry, which again will prove invaluable here. We'll put them on the extreme left. Again, seeking out their artillery. Oh, look at that, we've got guards here. Life guards. Of course, regiment of horse and regiment of horse. Not the most brutal of horse, but still their job is to hunt down artillery. We have our general, whom we shall place hither. And again, I think we're going to move out. We're going to take 4 regiments. And we're going to move out against Spanish. We've got the 7th, 20th, 4th and 32nd. The rest will stay in defensive formation because we do have quite a large threat here in terms of the sheer number of Spanish. I know they're militia, but still underestimating her. I think we put the 11th Grenadiers right in the vanguard here of this fight. 22nd Regiment. The distance is too great there. That's better. Yes, 31st. The 9th Regiment here. Where's the 10th Regiment? I think we'll put the 10th Regiment as close to the centre as we possibly can. As a highly veteran and battle-hardened unit here. 41st. It's already in the 18th we'll put on this flank here on the left. Seventh Regiment is already... oh no, it's not. It's actually moving out with the combat force. Can we actually put some reserves in here? That would be fantastic if we could get some reserves out of this battle. As you can see, our lines do stretch already considerably here. The 18th Regiment is... wait a minute. Wait a minute, sir. That was almost a catastrophic mistake. 18th Regiment on the extended left flank. We could pull in reserves here. We've got 3 regiments in reserve potentially. No, actually we'll just have 2. We'll have the 28th here. And again we'll just extend the right flank here, just in case the Spanish do. What we'll do, we'll have the 16th Regiment on the right here. And we'll have the 44th on the left in reserve. We definitely need to tighten up this line here. This is a little bit... looking a little bit lackluster. Thank you, gentlemen. Take my fire at will. We don't want as least friendly fire as possible. We've got 4 regiments working out. We're going to try and flank these Spanish forces here, using these gentlemen here as a flanking force with this defence here, holding a firm line. Let's begin the fight. My goodness me, this fog is unbelievable. Where are their guns? Got 24th Regiment here. They're moving all their forces here in quite a strong we're going to attach the horse. We're going to try and take the cavalry out immediately. We'll use the life guards as the battering ram here into the flank, lads. Finish them off here. diamond formation. Prepare to strike the flank, lads. Moving to diamond formation. Oh, what a shot that was. Steady, gentlemen. We're gonna hit them head on. Into the flank. I'm gonna crush this left flank in as hard as we can here. Oh, well done, sir. Shattered, gentlemen, shattered. Let's make this textbook choose gentlemen. Yes. Alter formation. Look at this. That is a magnificent sight. British cavalry at full charge, full gallop. Ceasefire. Get into them, lads. Pick them off one by one. Double time, remember your training, gentlemen. Remember your training. Let's bring some long range into this. Steady the march, lads. Steady the march. Look lively. Just need to bring this up. Oh, look at that. The continual bombardment there. We're just going to bring these gentlemen up here so we've got this angle of attack here. Double time. We need to exploit any weakness here at all. We're going to move in to try and intercept here. Almost, gentlemen. On that hill there, this strike force moving out here, looking to exploit this flank here we've opened up. Here they come, here they come. firing, lads. We want this force completely eliminated. Well, this cavalry has fought with absolute distinction here. Keep firing, lads. We're trying to maneuver bit by bit here. Looks like our cavalry's getting bogged down here. Far! They've got their backs to us. No, they haven't. Far! Gather, lads, get out of there. Keep the pressure on them. Don't let them deploy, lads. Oh, it's a wonderful sight, keeping them on their toes here. Keep firing, gentlemen. Oh, this is a wonderful sight. It's starting to buckle now under the pressure. lads. Hold, gentlemen. They're coming for us now. They're coming for us. Wait, lads, wait for it. Got to keep readjusting that cavalry just to give it a... Ah! Oh, look at that. They've been absolutely eliminated here. Stand tall, lads. Follow them and we're going to sandwich them. Gentlemen, please. Take care of these gorillas instead. Oh, wonderful shot there, lads. Steady, gentlemen, steady now. Oh, look at that, shattered all across the line here. Bring the guns to bear, gentlemen. Bring the guns to bear. Where's the artillery support when we need it? Come on, break, you fiends. Just out of range here. Keep going, as. Gotta get rid of that foot line there. Otherwise they could cause us problems in the future. That's more like it. Look at the absolute wonder here you can see. going to teach the Spanish a lesson, the likes of which they'll never forget. Places. Run, you curs. Oh, these 4 regiments have done such exemplary work. They really have. This whole sort of left flank has pretty much earned the victory in this battle. The way the cavalry and the infantry sort of worked together in unison. It was an absolute joy to see, it really was. Our task is still not finished here yet, but by damn, they've earned their pay today. Send them to hell, lads. As soon as the lifeguards get involved. Yes. If it's a fight they want, they'll fight, they'll get. We're pushing these men to the absolute limit here. Yes, you absolute fiend, sir. Yes! Heroic victory once again. The British forces absolutely show their quality. We lost 379 men. They lost nearly 4,000. Look at that regiment of horse. Look at the horse here. Look at the line infantry. They've done so well here. This line infantry has done exemplary well. It really has. That task force we sent out, that strike force, hit them in the flank. Wow. There's the problem. And they've now moved to here. They could actually strike against. And that is always the problem. Is that now they're open, now they're free to attack into Greece and Athens. We'll have to send this army back here. But that's a risk we took. That's the risk we understood would happen. Now we're going to take this fight here. Look at this. +1, +2 to morale. Art of war. +1 to morale. Look at this. +1 morale in battles. -1. Rumors of cowardice. I don't think so, sir. I think we're going to attack this here. This Russian force. There's a good chance now that the Spanish force here will attack Athens only because of the sheer direction they've taken. That is just luck. That is a fluke. But it's something we've got to contend with. But mind you, they've been absolutely battered here. We'll move this force down here. Just to hold Athens here, and then we'll move. Now this force can actually be replenished in the field. And this force is having the same here. We'll move this force up here and deal with the Poles. And then we'll just remove this Russian force here, unless they retreat themselves. But there's a chance, a very strong chance, that these will aim for Athens here. And if they do, we'll simply come along and retake Athens. But that's the risk we've taken. Oh my goodness me. That is a heck of a hit there. Our trade has dropped, other has dropped here. And why is that exactly? That's why, because we're not. We'll just have to accept that hit there. We will briefly raise the tax level here so we don't drop into any minus figures here. We don't get bankrupt. It's all we need is bankruptcy at the moment, which will be a catastrophe for us. Now, as many of you are saying, remember the military council has been sort of come up with some wonderful plans. Now the first one is to hit Spain, but not hit Spain directly yet. First of all, many of you are saying, many of the council are saying, Mala, you need to hit New Spain. The income from New Spain will be absolutely that 20,000 coming from here. So if we take New Spain out, by sort of default, by de facto, we are going to be hitting Spain. Because as you can see here, Spain's friendly with us, protectors of New Spain, caught the trade partners. So Spain is getting 20,000 gold here every single turn, or Spain is getting 7,000 gold coming into here. So it really is pouring into the sort of Spanish coffers. We've got Santo Domingo here, and they've got Cuba. But if we would attack Panama here, probably Mexico, New Spain is probably the area we want to hit first, and then work our way down here. Now, the plan probably is going to be this. Look at that, they really do control a great swathe of the Caribbean here, and of also of South America. Luckily France is in control of great mass of North America. But the plan is probably this. As many of you said, Mala, you need to hit and take Scandinavia for the Swedes. Some of you consider about the economic sort of hit we might take there if we hand over these sort of regions immediately to the Swedes. I completely understand, my friends, but the way I'm seeing it is this. If we take Scandinavia and give it to Sweden, although we'll take the immediate hit economically, if Sweden suddenly grows again, we will get additional trade from them because of circumstances where their economy will start to grow, and therefore they will able then they increase their trade to us. We'll sort of have a direct economic benefit that way from us. But also, if it does come to it and we are struggling for money, if we take a region, we will hold on for it for a certain amount of time to be able to sort of get the money from the region until we're comfortable, or at least our economy is stabilised, when we can give it away. Now, with, of course, the council recommending that we attack New Spain. To that end, what we're going to do is we're going to liberate Scandinavia, give it to Sweden if it is right for us. So if our economy is sort of robust enough, we will give it back to the Swedes. We might even take St. Petersburg for Sweden, or we'll leave it and just sort of liberate Scandinavia for them. The forces that have then sort of fought and battled here in Scandinavia will then be withdrawn, and they will then be put into an operation here into the Americas as you have recommended. So in other words, the sort of the army group, or the armies that are going to, because we've had a wonderful recommendation of saying send 3 armies in and then have 3 armies in reserve, so that we can effectively leapfrog. So when one army is stationed in sort of Norway, you can have another 2 armies moving into Sweden with the backup of 3 additional armies, and then you can sort of swap and change and intermingle and take units out and replace them with fresh units. So effectively you've got a continual reserve, and that sort of army group is continually moving onwards with this sort of operation. It never stops, because you can sort of feed the reserve forces into the army as it takes casualties, and that sort of head of steam sort of gathers pace there, and you continue just rolling the enemy up, never stopping, as it were, because you're constantly feeding reinforcements into the army group. Because with many of these battles, the key to winning them is constantly reinforcing, because you're in a sort of this meat grinder where you're constantly just feeding troops into a battle here, constantly feeding them in, and the more you can sort of keep your troops going, pushing on and battering the enemy, eventually one side is going to break because they're not able to feed those reinforcements in quick enough. And that is a wonderful suggestion. It really is. If we can get to that point, we'll definitely do that. Now, as you can see, the Ottomans have Bahamas and Port Royal here in Jamaica, potentially somewhere we could possibly look at, but really New Mexico is going to be the sort of our main goal here. Of course, Spain is pretty strong in the Mediterranean. We've got to be very wary of that. Right, let's end the turn. Let's see what happens. I've got a very strong feeling that Spain or Poland is going to hit Greece here. They might take it from us. in which case we're going to have to divert this army and this army back here to defend Athens, mop up anything here. Then this army group will have to deal with this Russian force here as well, but I think they can probably manage that, to be honest with you. Let's end the turn. Let's just see what happens here. It's been a really absolute dynamic episode here, it really has. Now France, ideally, many of you say, Mali, you need to get an alliance with France, and also try to get peace with, you know, at least 2 of these factions. I agree with you, my friends. Now hopefully, now they've hit that trade port there, they haven't gone for Athens. Now this army here might go for Athens. There's a very strong possibility they might, or they might be locked into position here because of this force here, or even this force. Let's see what they do, but we definitely have to move a force back into Athens to guard it, because we don't want the Spanish force here taking Athens from us. That would be an absolute nightmare, it really would. No, they haven't. So effectively they're locked into position. We've got to deal with the Spanish force by sending this force back. As you can see, it's at full strength. Now what will Russia do? Will they move out and clear the area? In which case this army group can then solidify its position. No, they're going to stay where they are. Looks like they're going to ready to stay to fight here. So we can now complete military operations in terms of moving up another force here. Mind you, wait, gentlemen, that's fine.
Yes, my lord. Raise the flag! On!
So now we've trapped them there. Now this army here can actually move up as a supporting role here. We're actually replenishing in the field, which we really do, but we've now got this army pulled. We can't take any chances here with these. Oh, 14,000, well done, sir. We're going to lower the tax level here just to bring things into good. That's fine. Ooh. Again, we're starting to build our fleet up quite nicely here. And we're going to begin, or continue raiding this line here. 18,000, excellent to see. Now we're not going to build there. Oh, wonderful. And that's fine. Now the heavy cavalry here. And country. Ooh. Now also we had a suggestion for building, recruiting, and putting together sort of a marine expeditionary force, which is exactly what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to put together a marine expeditionary force, probably in Britain here if we can do that. We've got first Marines here, and we're going to put them together a marine expeditionary force, and it's also can oh my goodness me! Mind you, there's only knock volleys, so they're not brilliant. They're probably the ones that are on the ships. They're not of the highest quality, but we could put... I wonder what these blunderbusses would be like. They would probably be pretty devastating, but again, we must remain disciplined here. How many mount? We got 4. We can get 4 more units here. We can get 4 more units there. So we're going to put together a marine expeditionary force as well. Now, ideally, we'd like to try and get one of these upgraded here, potentially here in Greenwich. But we need to keep as much money as we can. What will that give us in here? 1,000 here. So we're going to have to. I think we'll invest in the economy. I think that's really important we do that. And here, yeah, we need to get. I can't really invest in the military there in Scotland just yet, because we need to focus down here. And actually the Royal Welsh could probably be better suited. To moving into Athens. This Polish force is locked into position here. I think as our final act of this episode, we are actually going to move in against the Russians. We're first of all going to tighten up our army group here to make sure it's in position. Now let's shoot. Oh, look at that. I'd even forgotten how wonderful these are. Oh my goodness me. I think we're going to use this force here. Look at that. It's absolutely packed to the rafters with wonderful troops. Look at this. Right, we're going to move in against these Russians here. Oh, look at that. I've got a mortar, which is a little bit of a nuisance, but still, we're going to bring the war to Russia now. We're going to clear this entire area out utterly. I think what we'll do then is we'll detach two armies to take out this army here, and then we'll move this army and the army that's replenishing here. These two armies will then take out the Poles, and this army will move and just station itself here, ready to engage these once these have dealt with the Russians up here. But that, my friends, is going to be the end of this episode here. It has been highly successful for us. It really, really has. We've had a wonderful episode, and look at this. Ready for next. We're going to take the fight to these. We're going to completely clear out this region, utterly clear it out, and establish a very strong defensive line here of two army groups. One army group probably stationed here, ready to defend any Polish incursions in this area, and then further sort of east here we're going to establish another defensive line here with another army group, then use Greece and Romalia to sort of really start to expand our military influence along the region here, increasing our troop numbers, because then we'll have all of these back in British hands, and we'll have to free this port as well from this Russian fleet. We're going to turn this into a shipyard because, as many of you said, Mali, you need to hit the Russian ports because that's where they come in. Crimea is getting nearly 100,000 gold per turn in trade. If we cut that off for the Russians, it will devastate their trade income and their economy. Probably 100,000 a turn suddenly just cut off. That will absolutely cripple them. But my friends, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Again, your advice is absolutely really moulding and shaping this campaign more than you can possibly ever know. It really is. Please keep your comments coming down below. If you've enjoyed it, my friends, keep your comments coming down. You are my military council. You are my sort of council of generals, and I cannot overstate how much I need your help and your comments and your plans and your strategies in this. It really does help more than you can ever know, and it's appreciated more than you can ever know. But anyway, friends, hope you're having a great weekend. Please be safe whatever you do. Hope you have a great time. But until next time, my friends, bye for now.